Hello everyone. So in the previous video, we discussed about the concept of orbitals, and I briefly told you the difference between an orbit and a orbital. Okay, so let us look more specifically the differences between an orbit and an orbital. Okay, so orbit basically is a well-defined circular path around the nucleus in which the electron revolves. Okay, so that is basically what the Niels Bohr said, that electrons are revolving in a specified circular path around the nucleus. So that circular path represents the orbit. However, when we talk about orbital, the analogous term, it talks about the three-dimensional space around the nucleus where the probability of finding the electron is maximum. Okay, so now we are not talking about a planar circular path, but rather we are talking in terms of the space. That means the 3D region around the nucleus where we find maximum probability of finding an electron. Okay, so that is one of the basic difference between an orbit and an orbital. Another difference is that orbits represent the motion of an electron in a one particular plane. So that is easy to realize because when we considered the Niels Bohr, it talked about the movement of electron in a circular path around the nucleus. Okay, so that is a like circle is on a plane, so it represents a planar pathway. So this is the plane of the board, so it represents a circular planar pathway. That is why here it says that orbits represent the motion of an electron in a particular plane. However, motion of electron in a three-dimensional space is what we consider when we talk about orbitals. Okay, so orbitals considers the three-dimensional motion of the electron. However, orbits consider a planar circular motion, circular or elliptical motion of an electron around the nucleus. Third difference. So all the orbits are either circular or elliptical. So during the class, I did not introduce to you another type of elliptical orbital. Is elliptical means apart from circular, there is another kind of orbit that is possible, and that is elliptic. Elliptical is something like a egg shaped. Okay, so that I did not introduce because that's not there in your syllabus. Okay, so apart from the circular path, we also have elliptical orbitals. So that is what say the orbits can be either having a circular or a elliptical shape. Okay, but however, when we talk about orbital, you know we have various type of orbital like S, P, D, and F. So accordingly, if you talk about S, it can be spherical. If you talk about P, it should be dumbbell. And if you talk about D, it usually have a double dumbbell shape. Okay, so you have different shape for the orbitals when you consider the orbitals. However, for orbits, you have only two shapes, that is circular or elliptical. Another important thing is since in Niels Bohr's model, you only talk about principal quantum number. So one particular orbit can have 2n square number of electrons. Okay. However, in orbitals, we talk about SPD in a particular principal quantum number. So each of the orbitals can accommodate only 2 electrons, not more than 2 electrons. So if talk about one s orbital, it can accommodate only 2 electrons. When you talk about p orbital, each of the p orbital can accommodate only 2 electrons. Okay, but since the concept of subshell is not there in the orbits, that's why a particular orbit can accommodate more than 2 electrons, that is approximately 2n square number of electrons, where n represent the principal quantum number. Another important thing that you have to note here is the orbits are non-directional in nature. Non-directional means they do not, since they are circular, so they do not have any directional property. However, orbitals have directional property. If you kind of neglect the s orbital. S orbital has a spherical shape, so it is non-directional. However, the other orbitals, that is p, d, and f, they are all having directional property. Okay, so that is why it is said here that except for s orbital, other orbitals all have a directional property. Okay. Coming further to another difference, the orbits represent the position and momentum of electron can be measured simultaneously with certainty. Okay, so that is what I said when we talked in the previous video. I told about well-defined pathway according to Neil Bohr. So that was a clear-cut violation of the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, which was very much taken care of by the orbitals, because here when we talk about orbitals, we are not talking about a well-defined pathway, but rather we are talking about the region of space where the probability of finding the electron is maximum. So it is taking into consideration the fact that we cannot simultaneously um, pinpoint the position of the electron as well as its velocity. So that is why now we talk in terms of probabilities. This is orbitals are more appropriate than the use of orbits. So the currently whenever we talk about the presence of an electron in a particular region, we talk in terms of the orbitals. Okay. So finally, you can also show difference in terms of this particular picture where nucleus is having an orbit here. However, when we talk about the orbitals, you can talk about the shapes of these particular orbits. You can draw the pictures and show the difference between the two. We will be discussing about the shapes of these orbitals in the coming videos. So thank you very much for your kind attention. Have a nice day.